I am invited on this podcast to be made fun of and mocked.
Welcome to the Two Older Pure Gold Movie Podcast, where Gen X and the next generation revisit movies from the 70s, 80s, and 90s to see if they still hold up. In today's episode, we're discussing the 1987 fantasy adventure movie, The Princess Bride. I'm your host, Olen Vanderleeden, representing Gen X. Joining me today is my Gen X co-host, Mathew Stockton.
Hello, everybody.
Representing the younger generation, we have two Gen Zs. Hello, Nicole.
Hi.
And welcome back for what I think is your third episode, actor Evan Mallick.
Hello.
The Princess Bride stars Carrie Elwes, Mandy Patinkin.
Mandy
Patinkin. I like him a lot, so sorry I mispronounced your
You
name.
heathen.
And Robin Wright. At least that is who is listed as the headliners. For me, I think Wallace Shawn and Andre the Giant, Fred Savage, Peter Falk are all notable stars as well. The movie's directed by the late Rob Reiner, who to us Gen X affectionately is known as Meathead. Rob was an actor on All in the Family, and he got his directorial debut with Spinal Tap and Stand By Me, and he went on after this to direct When Harry Met Sally, Misery, and A Few Good Men. The tagline...
It's quite the range.
It is quite the range, yeah. The tagline from this movie poster is pretty whacked, actually. Scaling the cliffs of insanity, battling rodents of unusual size, facing torture in the pit of despair, true love has never been a snap. And
It sounds like my daily work.
and there's a subtitle. It's as real as the feelings you feel, which is probably more interesting.
The first one's just listing plot points.
It's basically a description of the movie. Speaking of which, IMDb describes the film as a bedridden boy's grandfather reads him the story of a farm boy turned pirate who encounters numerous obstacles, enemies, and allies in his quest to be reunited with his true love. And for those of you that have not seen the movie, I asked my 94-year-old dad to watch The Princess Bride and summarize the plot.
I just have to say I'm so excited for his plot summary because I heard that he said this movie was way too complicated to follow. And I'm really looking forward to hearing how he summarizes it.
He did say that. I might have edited
I will
that
say,
out.
a grandfather summarizing The Princess Bride is also the plot of the movie.
Oh,
This is
good
true.
point.
That's true.
Let's hear what this grandfather says.
The Princess Bride is a story about a farm girl named Buttercup and her farmhand Wesley. Now Buttercup falls in love with Wesley, who then seeks his fortune so they can marry. When Buttercup doesn't hear for many years, she assumes that Wesley is dead, and she accepts Prince Humperdinck to become his bride. Before the wedding can take place, however, Buttercup is kidnapped by a trio of outlaws, including Mastermind Vizzini, the gentle giant Visit, and the swordsman Inigo Montoya. All great names. A mysterious masked man in black goes after the kidnappers all over the place and eventually up to the Cliffs of Insanity. That's a great place. The Cliffs of Insanity, where he reveals himself as Wesley and overcomes them all. Wesley and Buttercup escape to the dangerous fire swamp, only to be captured by Prince Humperdinck. But Wesley manages to interrupt the wedding and escapes on horseback with Buttercup to the happy end of the story. Summarizing, this is a fun movie, but a bit confusing at times. So, enjoy.
There it is.
There it is, a bit confusing. Okay,
Skipped from the fire swamp right to the end.
before I ask what you thought, Evan, you've seen this before?
I have.
Nicole, you've
Yes,
seen
I
this
love
before?
movie.
Yes.
Okay, so Matthew, this was your first watch, right?
Yeah.
What?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Matthew, I'm
But the
so
format of the
disappointed.
podcast is two Gen Xers rewatching
Wow.
old movies from their childhood.
Well, we kind of realized that we couldn't agree on movies that we had both actually seen. So.
Matthew,
And
I'm so disappointed.
and
in
this
you.
one seems to be a fan favorite, so we're doing it. So, yeah.
And I've seen it before. But Matthew, before I ask you what you thought of the movie, what was your impression of this movie going into it? What did you think you were in for?
I thought I was in for a schlocky, terrible rom-com fantasy fairy tale sort of thing.
And what did you get?
I got a movie that is silly, sincere, yet somehow bulletproof.
Oh,
I got a movie that's earnest, structurally simple, fairy tale logic with no apology, but I think it survives something most modern movies don't, and that's this movie just was tone is everything, and commitment to that tone is non-negotiable, and I just went for it. It's not nostalgia for me. It was 87. I was a 17-year-old boy when this came out. So an angsty teenage 17-year-old boy is not going to be caught dead going in to see The Princess Bride in the movie theater. Now
for
you guys
fear
are
being
able to
called gay, right?
watch it on Netflix or something like that, right?
Are you telling me
But
that?
for me, the precision and the balance of the movie, the film is constantly winking at you, but never enough to break the spell. And the parody is parody and kind of homage at the same time, because it never lets either side win. And what really stands out is how tight it is. There's no wasted scenes. Like this is actually a really, really, really well put together movie. And I think culturally it's pre-irony. So it's playful without what we're doing now is whenever we're playful and ironic, it's cynical and negative. And it's not, right? So yeah, it's, it's not my butter cup of tea, but I have a great deal of respect for it.
Wow. So you were pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, it's a really solid, like, again, not my type of movie, but really solid. I like a really good job.
Well, Matthew, I'll give it to you, Matthew. You appreciate good cinema, even if it's not your genre. I mean, I know you.
No, this is a damn fine movie.
I know you love Jim Cotta, for example.
I was just gonna make that joke.
Evan, what did you think?
I went into this with somewhat of a bias. This is one of my all-time favorite movies. I think that you summed it up pretty much perfectly, Matthew. It has an unabashed commitment to essentially the story that it's telling, and the self-awareness that it has that it's going to stick to that fairy tale tone means that it is essentially immune to all criticism, because people can be like, you're just running from scene to scene, you've got that subtle wink at the audience. That's how a fairy tale is structured. It is unashamed in its morals. It fully believes the story that it's telling. It feels like Rob Reiner is fully committed to the morals that are shown in The Princess Bride. And I think that there's something beautiful about exactly what you said, kind of like a genuine parody that is essentially saying like, these are the overused tropes of the fairy tale, of the fantasy genre, but isn't that excellent? And why don't we take all of these things that we love about this genre and we just fully put them on display in this movie? And
So,
that I think is what makes it stand the test of time.
Yeah, and fairy tales are interesting. So here's a little insight into my private life.
Here we go.
Every night before we go so I have like the collected works of Grimm's fairy tales, like the original, just translated from German.
So you have that, but you don't like the princess, or you said the
And
princess
I
Bride's not your
read
cup of tea.
every night before bed, while we're lying in bed, I read one of the stories to Justin.
What's your favorite one?
Because
That's the plot of the
it's
movie.
because it's murder and mayhem. The original Grimm fairy tales is total murder and mayhem. like it's
They were grim.
Yeah, they're very grim.
Matthew, you are the grandfather in The Princess Bride. What do you mean this movie isn't your butter cup of tea? It's about you.
It's about you, Justin.
Hilarious.
Did you also pinch Justin's cheeks like that?
Justin.
Read me another story.
Not the kissing part.
Oh my god.
But it's interesting when you read them because it's a translation from German, so the sentence structure in English sometimes like throws you off. But anyway, sorry, I
Well,
digress.
I'll go next. I'm guessing Nicole liked it, and she can bookend it with positivity. I'll just say this. No, I'm not going to say I didn't like it. What I'm going to say is,
If you say you didn't like it, I'm going to kill you. Sorry.
Yep, it's gonna be
Okay,
murder
so
on the Close
first,
Insanity,
I'm going to say,
unfortunately.
just give me a second. I'll bring it around to where you don't have to kill me, okay? So first thing I'm going to say is I've seen this before, and I actually have just kind of an inherent disdain for this movie. But I think the reason is all of the hype, and somehow I just felt like the whole world was trying to tell me I had to like this movie. But I sat down and I watched it again. And, also understand I don't have personal history with this movie. So a lot of these, I'll call it a kid's movies or a family movie. A lot of these family movies that I love, I've got history with because I watched them with my kids and it was just part of that experience. This one, I didn't for some reason. I don't know if I just missed it or what. So I don't have a personal history with it, but I sat down with an open mind to watch this movie. And I got to say, it's nice. It's a nice movie, nice story. I agree with what you guys are saying. I get why you like it. I do. And you probably come down where Mathew did, where I'm not going to say this is a movie I love and have to watch over and over again, but I enjoyed it and there were some really nice parts and I enjoyed it more than my preconception going in. Derek, do you have to kill me now?
No.
You seem a decent fellow. I'd hate to kill you.
Wow, well done. Well
And what's
done.
your response to that? Finish the quote.
Go ahead.
You seem a decent fellow. I'd hate to be killed by you. Did I get it close?
Oh, come on.
Okay, tell me then.
You seem a decent fellow. I hate to die.
Okay. Wow. So, Nicole, I'm guessing you're positive about this.
Meh. No, I'm kidding. I love this movie.
Okay, for the listeners, she's grinning ear to ear as she says this. So
I loved it so much that I was upset that I had to take notes because it was ruining the vibe. I texted my partner immediately when I finished this movie, and I was like, just so you know, we are rewatching this movie tomorrow. Like, I'm watching this again this week.
wow, yeah.
It's so perfectly executed. It's so funny. The dialogue is impeccable, and it's just such a beautiful love story.
No. Okay, well, you're making me like it even more. Okay. No,
Tell
I
me
did.
this movie doesn't have the most iconic quotes of like any movie.
It's gonna be this section of favorite lines is it's gonna be the entire podcast. This movie essentially perfected dry humor.
Yeah.
I have
Like every single line is just straight delivery.
I have one page for best parts and worst parts and like 3 pages of quotes. I could have written down the whole movie.
Okay, well, we'll leave some good time for quotes then. So why don't we get into the discussion? Anybody care to kick it off? Anything you want to talk about?
I think one of the things that Mathew, you said, the breakneck pace of this movie, there isn't a single wasted moment. Every single scene kind of instantly becomes its own iconic scene and pushes the plot forward. Like, we get to know our characters, but we really only get to know them within kind of the roles that they fill. Like, we have our skilled swordsman, we have our pirate turned lover or lover turned pirate, whichever one you want to consider. We have our princess, we have our giant, we have our miracle worker, we have our corrupt prince, we have our scheming advisor. Like, we have like all of these individual tropes that are just kind of done to the absolute best that they can be, and I think that that's what makes this great.
Yeah, I think why it works is there's 3 things. One is tone, the other one is characters, and the third is dialogue. And the tone reaches this impossible balance. It's making fun of fairy tales while fully being one at the same time, which is like how the heck do you pull that off, right? And it walks that tightrope that I think most modern films like fall off constantly. It's sincere and ridiculous at the same time. How the hell do you do that? Right. And it's never smug or never too cute. It's committed. And I think the characters carry everything, like Inigo Montoya and Vizzini and Wesley and, everyone sort of, all the characters understand the assignment, and I think the actors
All
did
the
too.
actors perfectly understood the assignment.
And the dialogue, as you said, there are lots of quotes. Dialogue is doing a lot of heavy lifting, right? Like you said, this movie is about lines. It's built for memory and repetition and quoting. But that works because it's not just clever writing. The lines feel like they truly come from the character.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Which some movies fail at doing. So, yeah.
Okay, well, let's talk about the cast. I mean, these guys were fantastic, and obviously chemistry is a word that comes to mind, right? They had outstanding chemistry.
Oh, yeah.
Could this movie have been as good if you substituted other actors in?
I don't know, because none of these actors, I feel like this is particularly their niche. I just feel like they all got the script and they were like, oh yeah, I know exactly what to do.
Evan, what do you think? Do you think you could substitute actors and have it be as good?
I don't think, quite frankly, I mean, it kind of buys into what I was saying with every character kind of playing their trope. I think every single actor perfectly fit, and I might just be speaking because I, again, grew up with these actors and I kind of like equate them to the roles. I haven't, with the sole exception of Vizzini, I haven't really seen any of them, except for Andre the Giant, of course, in a whole lot of others.
No.
This is true.
So I think it would be difficult.
Actors are a dime a dozen. Anybody could have been swapped out.
How
Just
dare
kidding.
you?
Fascinating
I
take.
realized,
I'm just kidding because we have an actor on here.
I realized upon this watch of the movie that one of the actors is one of the main characters in Criminal Minds, and I'd never noticed that before. So that was surprising to me, because in my mind, that's so different. Like, that's a different man. It can't be the same actor, but it is. So
Did you guys know who Peter Falk was before you saw this film?
I did, actually. I was surprised because I've seen, again, The Princess Bride before. I forgot he was in it
Yeah.
because he's not a very major role.
no, he's just telling the story.
Kind of a strange choice. Like if you said, give me a grandfatherly type, I'm not sure Columbo is who I would go to, but anyhow.
Yeah, he was famous for
Well,
Columbo.
he was good. Well,
I don't really think I've ever seen him or known him in anything else. Like, I didn't even know his name. But I watched this movie with my mom, and she said, hey, didn't that guy kill his wife? So now I have something
No.
to research later.
that was
he did-
Beretta.
no, he did
Beretta
not.
killed his wife. This is Columbo. Your mom mixes everybody up. She remembers all the stories and gets the people wrong.
Just accusing random men of murder.
You don't know. They could have.
He could have.
As I was watching this movie, my roommate came in and goes, "Oh, this is the movie by that guy who got killed by his son." And I was like, "Whoa,
That's true.
that's a way to start a conversation." And then it occurred to me, oh my God, yeah, Rob Reiner directed this.
You know, we
When you say the late Rob Reiner, the recently deceased Rob Reiner.
speaking of Rob Reiner, we did When Harry Met Sally. That was one of our biggest episodes, but we recorded it before he died, and then it released like the week he died. It's almost like we did it on purpose, which we didn't. But yeah,
What did you know?
how did we know?
Who told you, Olen?
Okay, well, since we have an actor on the podcast, let me ask you about the acting in this. Obviously, you all seem to like it. Like, what do you got to do to act a role like this? Are these actors just being themselves? Is this who they are, or are they summoning a character?
The easiest pitfall to fall into with a movie like this is kind of overacting into the trope. Being like, oh, we're doing this sprawling fantasy fairy tale. I'm going to play the courageous pirate after my love. I'm going to play the swordsman with a vendetta. And I don't think that any of them, like without exception, fell into that pitfall. All of the characters are very grounded. They feel like actual people who are living in these circumstances. The only person who's really like super over the top is Vizzini, and that's perfect because he provides a perfect comedic relief and a good contrast to kind of the almost casualness of the rest of the characters. All of them are treating these epic swords fights, these massive political plots. All of them are talking very casually about it. They're making witty one-liners, and it gives the movie a like very grounded, relatable feel. So I'd say the acting is perfect and matches perfectly with the tone.
He's also one of the only, like, actually evil characters. Everyone else, even though they're, killing people, they're still, like, honorable and they have boundaries and morals.
The movie almost prioritizes the honor and the boundaries and morals over the actual actions themselves. You can kill whoever you want so long as you're fair about it.
Exactly. That's my rule as well.
I do love the idea of a fair fight. But, okay, I got a couple quick questions for you guys, and then we'll get into the categories because I know you got lots in those categories. So, first I have to ask Nicole for a mustache score for this movie. How do you feel about a pencil mustache?
A crime. It's a crime.
Okay.
1 out of 10.
Evan, I need a ponytail score from you for Wesley.
As far as ponytails go, his could have been better.
Yeah.
Can I give a ponytail score?
Yes.
It was like a 2. It was not good. It was just chop it. Just chop it or leave it down until it's grown more.
Totally agree.
He's better with loose hair or short hair. That being said, the mustache was pioneered by Wesley. How dare you? That's at least a 7.
All right. I wasn't even thinking Yeah, I mean, it does suit him. I was thinking, when you said pencil mustache, I was picturing, like, John Waters' mustache. Now that I'm actually thinking about it, it's not that bad. It doesn't... I don't like it on
It's
anyone
blonde.
else.
You can barely
it's not
see
that
it.
bad on him. But the ponytail brings me to one of my actual only worst parts, which was ponytail continuity. It was longer in some scenes and shorter in others.
Oh.
It was changing sizes.
It was alive. It was sentient.
It was alive.
Okay.
That's not a continuity error. It can just do that.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I forgot he had magic hair that can grow and shorten.
They don't address it, but he's got a whole relation to Rapunzel. You haven't read the extended versions?
No, sorry. I forgot. I didn't have time.
Okay, next question. Nicole, you can only have one in existence. Princess Buttercup or Princess Peach from Mario Brothers?
Buttercup.
From what brothers?
Mario Brothers. Princess
Mario.
Peach. Okay.
Who even cares about her?
Okay. Then
Mario Brothers was a video
I got
game.
one for each of you. So,
Thank you, Matthew.
Evan, Princess Buttercup or Princess Leia? You can only have one.
I think that the cultural impact of removing Princess Leia would catapult us into a different timeline that we do not know
would.
nor love.
Alternate
so I
universe.
gotta go with that. Yeah.
It might be better, though. The current one's pretty shit.
It might be. That's actually, we're reaching a point where it might be better to just call it.
Okay.
See what happens.
Matthew, I got one for you. Only one can exist. Princess Buttercup or Princess Diana?
Oh, that's not fair.
Buttercup.
Oh, boy.
Diana had a job to do, and she didn't do it.
Matthew, hypothetical question. Where were you on August 31st, 1997?
Why? What day is that?
That would be Princess Diana's death day.
I was living in Moscow, and I got a call from a friend who worked for CBS as a correspondent to let me know that she died before it hit the news.
That is not the answer I was expecting.
There you
Doesn't
go.
sound like a very solid alibi.
I was alone in Moscow. Right, of course you were.
With no witnesses.
I was
Right.
in London the next weekend.
Wow. Clean up your
Right.
mess.
International travel.
There you go.
Yeah.
I had an answer
A lot to
for
be
you,
done.
didn't I?
I just have to say, I love Princess Buttercup because I feel like I am Princess Buttercup. I am equally as dramatic and negative at times. So just like, well, if you make me do this, I guess I'll have to kill myself. Like, I feel like that's very relatable. I have that attitude.
I liked the king's response to that. She goes, I'm going to kill myself. He goes, that's nice. That sounds fun. No. Ally? Question mark? I don't...
I liked, oh, what was that for? Well, just, you've always been so kind to me, and I won't be seeing you again since I'll be killing myself the second we get to the honeymoon suite.
Matthew,
He's unbothered.
the
Flourishing.
entire movie, I referred to Prince Humperdinck as evil Richard Marx
Evil Richard.
because he looks exactly like Richard Marx from that era.
You should just call him Humperdinck. It's an insult in itself.
True.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Okay, I'm going to best parts, and I get to lead. Andre the Giant. I love that guy.
He's pretty cool.
I'm so nostalgic for him. I mean, I grew up when he was wrestling, and he's just such a great character. Sweet giant man. What do you guys want to call out as best parts?
Best parts of the whole movie or best parts for Andre the Giant?
No, best parts for the movie. Best parts for Andre the Giant is its own podcast.
That's fair. That's fair.
My acting wrestlers podcast.
You'd have a lot of content.
Speak. You got a lot of references in that head of yours. Potentially the best part of the whole movie is Inigo Montoya and Wesley's duel.
Yeah.
Top the Cliffs of Insanity. I think just all of the choreography, the lines, the character development, like it's potentially just like the best 5 minutes in the whole thing.
The way the music emphasizes the sword battle as well is phenomenal.
Yep.
Well-
like perfectly executed.
Evan, I had 6 things on favorite parts, and 3 of them were from that. The first thing I said was a fair fight. I just love that. Like, I'll just wait and relax
fair
till you're
fight.
up here and tell me when you're ready. Other thing I liked is I loved when he said, "Don't distract me while I'm climbing. This is very difficult." That was fun. And then the "I'm not left-handed" scene.
Yeah.
I know something you don't
The fact
know.
that they both had the same idea is just so perfect to
It's
me.
so funny.
I love that they weren't even actually trying that hard to kill each other. They were just like, you know what? You get sword fighting. I'm going to show off a little bit.
Which I will have to say, I am certified in rapier and dagger combat. That's exactly how it goes. People will be like, "Oh, I am." Yeah. Perks of
Dude,
NYU.
can you get any hotter? Jesus.
Oh my God, Matthew.
Later.
That's
why
also
must-
another
why must-
podcast.
Why must beekeepers? Have you seen the meme? Why but must beekeepers fight?
No.
No.
Okay, Matthew.
Either way.
What was your favorite part of this movie?
Battle of Wits. I think it's a masterclass of rhythm and payoff.
Okay.
Yep.
Anybody?
Just the-
I know you guys love this movie.
And I like the Cliffs of Insanity, and I like the duel. Saw another movie with a duel last night. Believe it or not, Dangerous Liaisons. It's 2 days of duels now.
That's a great movie as well.
Well, we could probably be stuck here forever in best parts. Should I move on to worst parts?
What? I haven't even said anything.
Okay, then go.
Anyways,
I feel
moving
like
on.
you've been talking a long time, but go.
We're already tired.
Listen, it's good creatures in this movie. No one else has mentioned it. Giant screeching eels.
Large rat.
Rodents of unusual size. Who doesn't love those?
I love that that's the technical term for them.
Yeah.
She goes, "Oh, but what about the rodents of unusual size?" And he goes, "Oh, I don't think they exist." And then immediate boom, rodent of unusual size. That's what you get for
I'm going to
doubting.
pull the trivia for it on that one. Like R2-D2, it's a little person in a fursuit.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep.
I was not expecting
I had to
that.
take a second.
They got tiny people and zipped them into a rat suit and threw them in the scene.
That's wild.
That's incredible.
Okay. I did not know that.
That's an acting credit.
Sorry to distract you. Keep going, Nicole.
I mean, just, it's very good chemistry between the couple. Very good love story. They seem very in love, and it made me very happy. I like that Wesley didn't kill anyone, really. I think he killed, like, one person the whole movie. He just spared everyone.
Yeah.
For different reasons. He was like, well, you don't deserve to die. You were nice. Or, you were pretty mean. I think you deserve to live and suffer.
Yeah, I
like
like that.
Always a
Which,
reason to spare
I might
someone.
add, is exactly what he was taught by the Dread Pirate Roberts.
Yeah.
He was spared for his kindness and his love, and then was taught that, and that's what he taught to Inigo Montoya as well.
Yep.
We've got a full theme of, like, good people deserve to live, bad people deserve to suffer.
Yeah.
I have
no
to
one
say-
deserves to die. I
I
love
have to
it.
say I picked the right cast for this one. This would have been a very different podcast with Will on it.
Yeah, you would have been eating cereal. I love that Wesley poisoned both cups. He was just like, I'm immune to poison. I'll just poison them both.
Oh, that was great. That
Battle of
iconic.
Wits was over before it began.
yeah.
Exactly.
That whole scene of him trying to figure out which was the cup was hilarious.
And also, this is just like one of my favorite movie formats where it's someone telling a story to like their child, or they're telling a story to a child. They're reading them a book or telling them a fairy tale. It's one of
Yeah.
my favorite formats because it kind of takes the focus off of the fairy tale. It's like comforting to be told a story.
Yeah, nice.
I enjoy that. It reminds me of the old Barbie movies.
Barbie Diamond Castle. Classic.
It
Okay,
is.
so now I'm moving it along. I challenge you guys to come up with the worst part.
A human named Buttercup. That's a horse's name.
Unnecessary stray. She grew up around stables. She just picked her favorite.
She picked her favorite
That's not
horse
fair.
and she was like, that's my name now.
I'm gonna be that now.
I've got two strong
Her actual
ones,
name's like Susan.
but I'm going to let you guys go first. Evan, anything you can criticize in this movie? That sounds like a no.
Come back. I'm sure it exists. Come back to me.
I can give mine and you can see what you think. But Matthew, what's your worst part of this movie?
I don't have one really. I think it flowed around.
I was reaching for bad parts.
Okay, well, what about the idea of having to avenge your dad's murder at 11?
That's pretty traumatizing.
That's an incredible part of this movie.
Yeah,
I mean,
Inigo Montoya may be the best side character ever
it's
written.
a bad situation.
no, I think he's saying, like, not bad from a movie standpoint, bad from a childhood trauma standpoint.
That's
like, that
right.
would suck for him.
Oh, I see.
Oh, yeah, no, that's not
Yeah,
great.
no, that would
Oh,
suck.
getting 50 years of your life sucked out of you. That's probably a bad moment if that's our standard.
Yeah, no, that's also bad. I wonder if that actually
Getting the
happened.
latter half.
Okay, well, let
how
me
about-
try my last one.
But if I got 50 years of my life sucked out of me, I'd be like in the ground 40 years by now.
I was gonna wait. Yeah, life expectancy in what I imagine is medieval Europe cannot be that long.
It's probably about
50
35.
years. Yeah, that's probably it. No wonder he died. They took the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Am I just putting that together? Is that something people knew? Because I was assuming that life expectancy was still 70. It's like, oh my God,
no.
he's only got like 20 years
I
left.
knew that from my medieval
they killed
studies
him.
class.
Right. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Okay, I'm going to try one more. That one failed. You guys weren't impressed by that. How about worst part medieval haircuts?
Yeah, no, I'm on board with that.
Like how?
I thought the hair in the movie was good. All the bad guys had like coiffed hair. All the good guys had like normal, like boofed up hair.
Those ones were good. I'm thinking of all the side characters, like the torturer. His hair was a crime.
The albino torturer and Miracle Max both had some crazy hair about them.
They needed to work on that.
Can we just go back to lifespan for a second? Because I looked this up recently, so I found my notes. It was for something else. It was 30 to 35 years, but its childhood mortality impact was the high. So around 30 to 50% of children died. If you made it past 20, you had a very good chance of getting 50 to 60. So
okay.
Yeah.
So
you were hardy. If you hit 20, you were a hardy person, and you probably were going to make it to 50 or 60.
So they just barely took the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's why he was only partly dead. Mostly dead.
That's true, which is still slightly alive.
Exactly.
Completely different.
I think
than
I
fully
would have
dead.
made it. I could have been good in medieval times.
Yeah, probably.
Sorry, back to haircuts.
Back to worst parts.
You should be a knight at medieval times.
Back to worst parts. How about killing your wife to start a war?
Yeah, I
Seems
think that's
not
happened a
very
lot
nice.
over history.
But I disagree with it as a concept.
Okay, noted.
Sorry, I don't want to take a hard stance on this, but I disagree with murdering your wife to start wars.
Okay.
I know it's controversial, but I just can't condone it.
Are there any other people you would murder to start a war, or is it exclusively limited to wives? Okay, cool.
Just not your wife. You took a vow.
Well, notably he didn't.
That's true. He did not.
Didn't commit to shit.
Well,
Okay.
now he doesn't have to say that he's widowed.
That's true. He's not a widower.
You guys wanted time for favorite lines. Let's jump into that and let's hear you deliver those lines.
Is this a kissing book? Which I have to say, my favorite genre of book. Who doesn't love a kissing book?
Came back 3 times, and at the end he goes, I like the kissing.
I appreciated that line because I was like, is this a kissing movie when I sat down to watch it?
And it was,
Yes,
and I'm thankful
and
for
no.
it.
I think all of the just kind of impeccable observing of rules of morality. He gets there, starts to immediately pull out his sword. No, I'll wait till you're ready. Again, you have my thanks. And he just kind of sits down on the rock. Those are great lines. This isn't as easy as it looks. You said, Olen, you seem a decent fellow. I'd hate to kill you. You seem a decent fellow. I'd hate to die. I'd sooner destroy a stained glass window than an artist such as yourself. But I can't have you following me. I've only begun to scratch the surface. You're from Australia, and there's criminals in Australia. Fantastic line. Fantastic line.
Well delivered.
You mean you'll
too.
put down your rock and I'll put down my sword and we'll try to kill each other like civilized people?
Another great one. Andre the Giant's entire thing about him being used to fighting groups of people, which puts him at a disadvantage when fighting only one person. And Wesley's I don't know if that's...
That's
okay.
not how it works. I also love that he said he fights groups for charity.
Yeah,
What a nice man.
that's good.
I liked when
Organized charity.
I liked when Wesley choked him out and he said, "Rest well and dream of large women."
Yeah.
That's nice.
I love when Prince Humperdinck was invited to watch the torture and he said, I just, I have my wife to murder. I'm swamped.
A lot on my plate.
He's got a lot going on.
I think the entire bluffing scene with the To the Pain, where he goes through all of it, yes, maybe I don't have my strength, and the reason I'm not standing right now is because I cannot get out of this bed. And then he pauses, and then he goes, but then again. And it's ooh, maybe this quirked up white boy does have some swagger to him after all. It's nice. That's one of my favorite ones.
You keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means. I've said that a lot.
And then, of course, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father.
Classic.
Prepare to
Probably
die.
one of the most quoted movie lines ever.
Carrie Elwes
definitely
says
a top
that
10.
to this day he gets that at least once a day from somebody on the street.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Mandy Patinka.
I
Make sure I get this right.
Mandy Patinkin has a great Instagram account. Maybe it's TikTok, but I watch TikTok on Instagram because I'm old.
I like, please consider me an alternative to suicide.
That's such a, like, it's said in such an evil, scheming way, but also, what a sad thing
Right.
to have someone look you dead in the eyes and go, I could marry you and live in wealth and luxury for the rest of my days, but I would unironically rather kill myself. And he's like, oh, great.
Literally, if you make me
That's
marry
kind.
you, I'll be dead by morning. I will kill myself.
Like, what a way to start a conversation.
But honestly,
I just sat down.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Honestly, I relate to Buttercup. I do say that sometimes. I do. I am very dramatic, and I will say that. And I will be quoting the exact line for weeks. So prepare. Anytime you try to make me do something I don't feel like doing.
You guys really love this movie. This might be a good candidate for a live watch episode.
Oh, I would love that.
I got one more. The whole relationship dynamic between Buttercup and Wesley when he first rescues her from Vizzini, and she's going like, I died that day. I lost my love. And he's chilling there because he's realizing she's talking about him. And he's just like, well, I'm the Dread Pirate Roberts. I killed him. I can't leave any survivors. That's bad for business. And he's just having the most fun of his life while she's like thinking she's going to get murdered. That's a great dynamic.
I died that day, and you can die too
Goals.
for all I care. And then she tries to murder him. I love her.
Yeah. And almost succeeds before, again, trying to kill herself.
Yeah, I love that as soon as she realizes it's him, she just tosses herself down the hill. She doesn't even try to run down the hill or walk down the hill. She's just like, nope, gotta throw myself.
Speaking of which, I love the Superman trope in here where you just put that mask on and you don't know it's him now. Hilarious.
He looks so different. Another quote I like.
Oh, that's a
which
line.
I will be saying constantly to my partner for the next month probably is, I'm not a witch, I'm your wife.
Well, I have to apologize to him then.
And so like, give him the gate key. I have no gate key. Tear off his arms. Oh, this gate key.
Yeah, that was good. I like that scene.
Great one.
Okay, I'm going to cut that off because you guys obviously love this movie and could probably quote it for 2 hours.
I have so many more.
As you
Wait,
wish.
Good night, Wesley. Good
As
work.
you
I'd
wish.
almost like to kill you in the
Another
morning.
classic line.
Okay, you loved it, but do you think this movie did well?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, well, according to Box Office Mojo Worldwide, The Princess Bride was the 40th biggest earner at the box office in 1987. Three Men and a Baby was the biggest earner at the box office this year, and Princess Bride was beat by other fantasy films like Mannequin and Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
Wow.
That one kind of hurt.
It was not the bottom of the barrel, though. It beat out a lot of movies I like this year, including Overboard with Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn, and Inner Space with Dennis Quaid and Martin Short. Platoon was the Oscar winner this year, for the record. Very different film. So the budget, $16 million. So if everybody loved it, what did they do at the box office? What do you guys think?
Here's the thing, I don't
30.
know how well they did at the
35 million.
Why do you think it's so low, Matthew?
No.
Because that's barely making any money.
Because you said it was 40th.
Okay? Fair.
I think we did 116. That might be high.
I don't know, like 100.
So budget is $16 million. It made $31 million.
Oh my god.
Oh, there you
So
go.
this movie was not
there we go.
successful.
I should have trusted my gut to Price is Right Matthew just for fun.
Although
On principle.
that's
not very
I'm
sportsmanlike.
all in it. You know what's scary? We've done so many podcasts that when you tell me like what it placed in terms of like 40th, I kind of know the range of how much money that is
know.
because we've done so many of these podcasts.
I know.
I still have no
Interestingly,
You have
idea.
the
I
advantage
tune
when
out
it comes
this-
to Price is Right guessing.
I tune out the money talk and then I get back into it for the Rotten Tomatoes scores.
just for to say it wasn't successful though isn't really fair because I looked it up and over time it's done an estimated $300 million. You know, when in videos and rewatches
Okay.
and stuff like that. So time has treated it better than the box office did in the day. Okay, but Rotten Tomatoes again. You know, I love that you guys loved it, but that doesn't mean everyone did. What do you think, or did they? Critics and
I think that's your
audience.
common mistake. Me loving it means that everyone else probably also loved it. I feel like that's a foregone conclusion.
Okay.
So I'm going to say that this is one of the most popular. I'm going to say like 90s across the board. 90% both.
I agree.
Really? You're both going.
You can't agree.
Well, you stole my
go-
answer.
Okay.
You got to give your own.
Fine,
Go one
fine.
point difference. You pick the direction.
91 and 92.
Okay.
If that's right, I'm gonna kill
Matthew,
myself come morning
Matthew,
before we reach
be
the
dead by
honeymoon
morning.
suite.
can you get closer?
So what? Okay, so what were the other guys' numbers?
Wow, you weren't even listening to
We-
us. Too
We
busy
guessed
reading the
90,
said
real
91.
answers.
90, and 91 and 92.
So what did you say?
I said 90 and 90.
Okay, 89 even. Price is Right.
You guys are the worst. This is the worst. I am invited on this podcast to be made fun of and mocked, and Price is righted.
Listen, I think it's
Devastating.
probably. Think it's probably high. Probably maybe a bit lower than I said, but I'm going to Price is Right, you guys. But I think Princess Bride, like again, Olen, kind of like a movie we recently did. It's like if you're going to watch it, like it's called The Princess Bride. You know what you're in for, so you're going to watch
Agreed.
it. So you're going to be probably happy with it. And just like this movie's put together so well, I can't see critics like dissing it at
Although
all.
I will say, this is a very common movie for at least the women I know to make their boyfriends watch. So I bet there's going to be some negative reviews from boyfriends who are forced to watch this.
Could be.
I disagree. I think there's enough in here for the boyfriends to enjoy.
I think for the most
There's
part,
sword
but
fights
the
and-
kinds of
Andre the
Got
Giant.
swords.
There's sword fights in Andre the Giant.
swords,
what
that's all boys need.
Boys love Andres the Giant.
But there was
And I love a good
no
sword fight.
pommel horse. Okay.
He's the boy I'm talking about. By the
So
way.
you guys,
Right,
so you
right,
guys
right.
need to hear the answer, which this you guessed so long ago the audience isn't going to remember what you said. So critics 93, audience 94.
You mother.
So Matthew 9, you did not. You Price is righted yourself right out of this game. Evan got a 7, and then Nicole, by changing your score away from Evan's, you got a 4.
Thanks, Evan, for making me
You
win.
got me.
This was in 2016. This was inducted into the National Film Registry, being deemed culturally, historical, or aesthetically significant.
I also just want to
It's a
say
bit much.
to Evan that I was
No,
only.
both of those are true.
I was gonna say 92 and 95, but I wanted to stick closer to yours.
Sure.
I wanted to stick closer to yours to Price is
Sure.
Right you.
You got it almost dead on. 4 is. Have we had a 4 before? Has anyone ever gotten them perfectly right?
Nobody's gotten both perfectly right. Matthew has, on occasion, gotten one of the two right. And I think our lowest score ever was a 2. I'll have to go back to the archives.
That would be crazy.
Okay, let me read you guys some trivia on this. Princess Bride was Rob Reiner's favorite book, and he had to convince the author to let him make it. He was reluctant until he saw Spinal Tap and said, okay, you're the guy. When asked his favorite thing about making this film, Andre the Giant replied, "Nobody looks at me." He felt he was treated as an equal without people staring at him because of his size.
Even though so many of the jokes were about his size,
A good portion of the jokes are about his size, but also he found the horses at the
he
end.
did.
When
Which was perfect, because he thought, there's 4 of us if we ever find the lady. Hey, lady.
But, I mean, Andre the Giant would have known that he was often written into scripts for size. Like sometimes I'm like, you know, when you watch a movie and they have the quote ugly character sort of thing, and that's the point of the character. I'm like, how do you cast for that? Hi, we're looking for, you know what I mean? Like this in this movie, you're going to be made fun of. Like that would
I
be
can actually
weird.
speak to that somewhat.
That's
I've
weird
gotten
and
plenty
difficult.
of like casting breakdowns for like, yeah, we need like a complete douchebag character. Like he looks like he would run like a Bitcoin firm, and he just like looks like the worst person you've ever met. And they'll be like, Evan, you're perfect for this.
It must be like weird because A, you're good, you're happy to get the work, but B, you're like, oh my god,
Oh, yeah,
you know,
that's a
because
good type.
Oh,
And by
thanks,
the
I
way, when
guess.
I'm saying ugly, I'm not passing judgment on individuals. I'm talking about like when that's a casting call, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's just it's so weird. You know?
It's a tough,
Anyway.
tough sell.
Okay,
That's
a
fair.
little more trivia. When Count Rugen hits Wesley over the head, the actor actually hit him hard enough to knock him unconscious and split his head open.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Robin Wright and Carrie Elwes were actually smitten with each other during the film.
Aww.
So that maybe explains
That makes
some of
sense.
the love connection.
Yep.
It was her first movie, right? Her first big
I
movie.
think it was.
Crazy.
For their sword fight, Carrie Elwes and Mandy Patinkin trained for months with Peter Diamond and Bob Anderson, who worked on Bond, Lord of the Rings, Raiders of the Lost Ark, and Star Wars, and even coached Errol Flynn and Burt Lancaster.
Wow.
And Those two guys, when they did the sword fight, it was completely done by the actors. No stand-ins were used.
I love that. I love when they do that.
Incredible.
They're so talented.
When we talk about the cast, Wallace Shawn, the guy that played Vizzini, did you like him?
I mean, I thought he did a good job with the character. Did I like him? No.
Because first choice
Because he did a good job with the character.
Exactly.
first choice was Danny DeVito.
I think he would have been better than Danny DeVito. They play the same type, but I think Wallace Shawn would do that better than Danny DeVito.
Okay.
I'm biased because I just love Danny DeVito.
So we talked about its performance at the box office. This film tested better than every other movie that year, other than Back to the Future. Consequently, William Goldman was bitter that it didn't make more money. He blames the studio for not knowing how to sell it. Could be true. Matthew, what do you think?
I think it's inevitably was going to be sort of a slow burn, you know.
Okay, woke or joke, can you guys find anything in this movie that doesn't age well?
I mean, Wesley said two things when he was being the Dread Pirate Roberts, but I'm assuming he said them because he was trying to be a douchey pirate. So I was letting them slide.
Okay.
But he did make two comments about women that were iffy.
I mean, if you step back and look at it, right, and it's one of these things where like women are still very much defined by the men in the quest, and today a remake would make it, quote, more empowered, which would completely make it not work as a movie.
Yeah.
So I think you gotta take the storyline for what it is.
I kind of liked that Buttercup wasn't necessarily like, she was a strong woman, but not in the sense that movies typically make them. Like, she wasn't saving herself. She was just like, well, I'd rather die. So
She kept her principles about her, and she had a lot of bravery, but she wasn't the main driving force of the quest.
but it was like,
Yeah,
it was
no,
a
she
different
was-
kind
her-
of bravery and strength than they show in movies typically. Usually, like, when they make a strong character, they're like, oh, they're fighting and they're, you know, like, escaping the danger. But she was just like, no, I'd rather die than do something I don't want to do, so I'll just kill myself.
Yeah. Yeah, and she exists mostly as a goal, not a person. But if you look at old fairy tales, everyone's after the princess. It's constantly the storyline, right?
What I really liked about this was that all of the characters who had skills in something, it made sense why they had skills. Inigo Montoya is a phenomenal fencer because he spent his entire life doing it. Andre the Giant didn't necessarily have any like individual fighting prowess, which is why he was defeated. His big thing was that he was large and strong. Wesley trained with the Dread Pirate Roberts. That's why he was good at sword fighting. I forget his name, but the royal advisor who killed Inigo Montoya's father, he was a horrible sword fighter. He only was able to challenge Inigo Montoya because he was injured. And the second Inigo Montoya kind of like stepped up and started to really fight, he lost almost instantly because there'd be no reason that he was an excellent sword fighter. All he does is prey on 11-year-olds. Mm-hmm. So it like there was no moment where like somebody was doing something where I felt like, oh, that wouldn't make sense, or like it hurt my suspension of disbelief. They felt very true to like what the characters would be capable
Absolutely.
of. Buttercup grew up as like this kind of like aristocratic, rich princess. It wouldn't really make sense for her to have like skill with a blade or like
She was a farm girl.
that kind of fighting. She was a farm girl,
She was a
but she
peasant until
notably made
Prince
Wesley do
Humperdinck won.
everything.
That's true.
That was a great line. She was once a commoner like you, but she's not so common now. An awesome thing to say to a group of commoners.
I liked when Buttercup was describing Wesley and she described him as poor and perfect.
Yeah.
Well, you guys love
To
this
Wesley.
movie. Let me read you a few quotes from other people that loved it and see if they resonate with you guys, okay? So for the record, there were 533 10-star reviews out of 1,073 total. So maybe the highest
ratio.
percentage ever. It's like 50% of people give it 10 stars.
It's almost like this movie's phenomenal.
I came for the fairy tale, stayed for the sword fight, and left quoting it for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. That pretty much sums it up.
It's like someone took every bedtime story you loved as a kid and made it smarter than you remember.
I also agree.
Okay, I relate.
No misses
I
yet.
relate to this next one. I showed this movie to my dog, and he watched the entire thing. That's when I knew it was perfect.
What did Charlie think?
He didn't like it. And last one, I don't trust anyone who doesn't love this movie, not even a little.
I agree.
Okay, well,
No comment.
I can tell you there were people that didn't like this movie. There were 21 people out of 1,073 that gave it a 1-star review. The first one, a guy called Mark Wilson says, I lumped this film right up there with Titanic as the most overrated film of all times.
Wow.
You're gonna hate on Titanic as well?
Sounds like this guy
an
doesn't like
interesting-
fun.
It doesn't like movies.
Yeah.
I was promised a sword fight and got a bedtime story. I feel misled.
There were many sword fights, sir.
It
How
was
dare
like
you?
it was so many
Some
sword
of the
fights.
best
It was
ones.
mostly sword fights.
Okay, I like this one. The giant was unrealistic. I could not get past it.
But it's a man.
That's a real person.
That's a real man.
That's the actual size
That's
of
just-
Andre the Giant.
To the listeners, Matthew is shaking his head.
Sorry, I don't believe that Wallace Shawn exists either. But that's unrelated.
No person would ever look like that.
Okay, last one.
It's just a dude.
Yeah. I don't believe this. All these fake people in this movie. Human beings aren't a thing.
Okay, last one.
They didn't like the rodents of unusual size, but Andre the Giant, that's a problem.
No, rodents are that size. It's just unusual.
Okay. Last 1-star review. Too many accents. I couldn't emotionally commit to anyone.
Okay, well that's your own problem.
Siskel and Ebert. So you guys are going to guess that they liked it, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Siskel said, with emphasis, the script is funny. He said the people are funny and it's romantic. He summarized it as a charming film for both kids and adults. Ebert said it was one of the funniest and most charming movies he's seen in a long time. He called it a strange combination of satire, romance, and swashbuckling special effects and said it worked at all levels. 2 thumbs up.
You know what? I agree with that, and that's why I think I love it so much. That's a good
I
summary
also
of
just
my
like the
feelings.
word swashbuckling.
Who
That's a
doesn't?
great word.
Me too.
Swashbuckling is a great word.
One of
So
the best words.
I think we know there's been no remake or sequel, but would you guys like one?
No.
No.
And I'll fight anyone who tries to say differently.
It's perfect. It holds up. What would you change? In a remake, I don't know what you would change. And we got
They
a
would
happy
ruin
ending.
it.
They'd have
They would
less
ruin it.
competent actors, and
They would,
nothing
they
else
would
would
ruin
change.
it. They would do. It'd be snarkier and darker and more woke, which would ruin the storyline.
Well, I can
The
tell you,
sincerity is what makes it.
the CEO of Sony Pictures claims that many famous people have approached him and pitched remakes of this. So I think it's just stars that want to have a piece of this movie.
Oh no, naturally. I would give anything to play Wesley in a remake, but I also firmly believe there should never be a remake.
I
Those
think
can
you'd be a
exist at
good
the same
Wesley.
time.
Now, if you're approached to be in the remake, would you do it?
Yes. Unfortunately, yes.
Matthew,
Look, I
kid
have
needs
principles.
work.
That doesn't mean they're not for sale.
Excellent.
the kid needs
I'll buy
work.
some
Leave him
photos
alone,
of you
Matthew.
fencing.
It's tough out there right now.
It absolutely is, dude.
Okay, so
Christ.
on the subject, while we're talking about remakes and sequels, can I recommend to you guys what I think is the adult version of this movie, a movie I quite liked, which is Big Fish. Any of you seen it? Well,
When you
no.
said that, I thought of Tommy Wiseau's Big Shark, but I know that can't be the same
No,
movie.
Big Fish is Ewan McGregor, and it's a whole story about how his dad told him these huge whopping tales as a kid, but then he sees the truth. It's really good. Just leave it as a recommendation.
Ewan McGregor is in a movie called Big Fish.
Yep.
Yeah.
As in the man with the famous line, "There's always a bigger fish," from The Phantom Menace.
Oh, I'm not a Star Wars nerd, so I missed that reference. I mean, I like Star Wars. but
Perhaps
I
that would
don't.
be a good.
I couldn't
movie to
watch
do.
that movie more than once. Okay.
That's a whole nother podcast as well.
This seems like only a detail to ask, but Nicole, is this movie too old or pure gold?
Pure gold. I love this so much.
Evan, is this movie too old or pure gold?
I would sooner destroy a stained glass window than give this anything but pure gold.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Matthew, is this too old or pure gold?
I think I have the benefit of not having nostalgia for it. So for me, I think it's not nostalgia just holding up. I think the craftsmanship and the structure and the characters of this movie are great. So it's pure, not my cup of tea, but pure gold for a lot of people, and it deserves it.
Yep. I'm the same with Matthew. I'll give it a gold with the same proviso. Nicole, would you say this is your favorite movie we've done out of 110 episodes?
Honestly, it might be. It's closely tied with The Thing. But it's up there.
It would be fun to
Might
do a
be my
crossover.
Yeah, that'd be great. Rodents of unusual size acting like The Thing. That'd be awesome.
The movie's just called Rodents of Unusual Size. That's a great
Things
title.
of unusual size.
Evan, is this your favorite movie of the 3 you've done? Do you like this better than Evil Dead
And Pumpkinhead.
and Pumpkinhead?
Oh,
you've done 4. You did Life of Brian.
I did 4. I think this is the best movie that I've done, but I think I had more fun watching Pumpkinhead just because I had to catch my bearings as I was watching Pumpkinhead. There wasn't a single scene in Pumpkinhead that I wasn't like, what?
Would you
So
would
I
you
think-
be in would you be in Pumpkinhead 6 if they asked?
What
Oh.
did we decide? Pumpkinhead and Gourdman was going to be the same?
That's right.
Yeah, I'd be Gourdman.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You look like a gourd man.
See, that's yeah. We're casting Gourdman. You think you'd be the perfect guy for the job?
Looking for a man who really embodies gourdness.
Gourd.
Yeah, I can recommend to the listeners, go back and listen to our Pumpkinhead episode after watching the movie, because the movie was fun and that episode was fun. It was a weekend where Mathew was just tired of us and said, I can't do another podcast. So me and Evan and Nicole just got on and banged out a quick Pumpkinhead episode,
That's pretty fun.
and it turned out to be way more fun than I expected.
One of my
That was a great
favorites.
Yeah. Okay, well, guys, thanks for doing this, and I'm glad we found a movie that you two Z's both love, and Mathew, I'm glad to surprise you with a movie you hadn't seen that you liked.
Nice.
It was fun. Thanks for having me. I'm gonna
Nice.
go watch The Princess Bride now.
Okay.
God.
Have a great whatever's left of your weekend, guys.
I'm gonna go watch the 5th Dirty Harry movie today.
Okay. That's
All right.
Yeah,
that's,
sure.
that's a good
I
idea
think
for
I'll
a
have
sunny
more
day.
fun
Right?
watching The Princess Bride.
I got through the first 4 the last couple of days. I'm gonna do number 5.
Okay, so you did watch the first 4. You're not just being like,
Yeah.
the 5th
No,
one was great.
I think I'm gonna start with number
saw it.
5.
I saw
Yeah.
it for the first time this week, and I didn't know that it wasn't a western, and
That's
so-
actually
and I liked it.
that's what happened when I tried to watch the Final Destination series. I accidentally watched number 4 first because I thought it was the first one.
It doesn't matter;
Happens.
they're all the same.
It does.
I
It
was
doesn't.
going to say,
for
it's
that
difficult
series.
to tell.
Yeah, for that series it didn't matter, but it was funny that I went back to watch. I was like, oh, I gotta watch the sequel, and I looked and I was like, I have not seen number 1. How did that happen? I've definitely seen one of these movies.
I watched the Fast and Furious in reverse order. I watched 7 first, and then just watched like 6, 5, 4, 3.
And how
It was great.
that?
I got to figure out who the characters were. Honestly, great. I
Like
had
a
no
puzzle?
notes. I think I enjoyed it more than I would have.
Do they get slower and less angry?
Oh, are they healing?
Yes, actually. They
Yeah.
progressively get less fast and less furious. It's like the therapy watch.
That's a good way to do it.
So the prequel, the slow and the and
By the
the
time you get to
happy.
the prequel, they're all doing meditation. They've got yoga. They're having a great time.
Yeah.
Do you guys know I made my poor old 94-year-old dad watch every Fast and Furious movie just because I thought he was culturally devoid, and had to.
That might be cruel and unusual.
Yeah.
Well, he would it was when they lived with us too, so he would come upstairs and he'd be like, seems a little unrealistic. I don't know how they did that.
Yeah, he didn't believe that they could get
Yeah,
a car into
that's a
space
good
and
take.
drive it.
That's a good take. The
This
driving
is-
is what got me. You can launch anything into space, but then they started the engine and drove. I'm like, that's not.
I know.
What are we
That's
doing here?
Olen, I have to just say something. Like, if you think somebody's a little bit culturally devoid, Fast and Furious is not the movie to show them.
This was after he made him watch all of the Bond movies. My favorite
No,
one.
like give them
was-
like being John Malkovich or something.
Isn't there? There's.
At least something they can quote.
Yeah, exactly. Malkovich.
Evan, how dare you? I live my life a quarter mile at a time. Get,
Every
get
time-
out of
That I-
here.
Every time we try to plan a family event, he sends a gif of Vin Diesel saying "family" to our group chat.
That's incredible.
That is
The only thing that I really remember from those movies is The Rock like breaking out of his cast and just like yanking it off before he goes and like grabs his gun. And I'm like, your arm was broken 3 days ago.
Yeah.
You don't just get to like put a
isn't
cast
it
on it.
incredible how much The Rock looks like Dwayne Johnson?
Every time, Matthew.
It's almost a perfect resemblance. They're not related. It's insane.
That is my ongoing joke.
He says it every time anyone brings up The Rock.
Or when they don't.
Or when they don't. That's also true. He has brought it up out of nowhere before.
Matthew, are you excited for the new Jumanji movie, Matthew?
Yes, I am actually.
That would be an interesting. I don't know if that counts as too old or pure gold.
But we have
Seeing
done
as it is yet
We
to
did
come out.
Jumanji. So
Jumanji
we could
was
do...
gold.
Jumanji.
The original.
And we had the prop master
I
who
listened to
created the
that one.
Jumanji board on.
That was before my first episode. I listened to the original Jumanji podcast that you all did to try to
Oh,
get like
there
a
you go.
feel of what was going on here.
It was
Nice.
incredible.
Jumanji.
I love that guy.
Okay, well,
Actually,
Evan,
you know what's funny? I'm looking across my office here. I actually have the Jumanji board game sitting there. I think
Amazing.
I might play it today as well after Dirty Harry.
Sounds like you have a fun day planned.
Yep. Olen, thank you for inviting me to this lovely podcast.
It's so fun.
wow, I like
Thank
catching
you for
Matthew when he's
inviting
in a
me.
good
I
mood.
had a great time.
Although I like angry Matthew better, but
I know you secretly like bitchy Mathew.
that's every now and then when you're too nice, I try to drop something that I think will set you off just to get the
Oh, you don't
content
have-
back at the right level.
Dude, you don't have to try too hard.
I know.
Gotta poke a little bit.
No, it's pretty easy.
Okay, nice to see you, Evan. Have a good day.
Okay,
Nice
love
to see
you
y'all.
guys.
Thank you for
Bye.
inviting me. See y'all.